You're listening to Zen Sammich, a podcast for the independent mind and anyone who embraces life despite its absurdities. Join former attorney and professor-turned-Japanese papermaker Mark Reed each week as he talks with creative, inspiring, and influential people, or as he shares his own research to help make your world a little better today than it was yesterday.
Hey there, Sandwich Society. Let's face it, life ain't easy. It's a roller coaster of emotions, experiences, and moments that define who we are. But have you ever stopped to think about how much you actually have control over your identity? I'm not talking about the labels that society slaps on you. Hey, he's athletic, or she's uncoordinated. She's rich, he's poor. Those folks over there, they're lazy. These folks over here, they're hardworking. Societal stereotypes and judgments have always been around and will always continue ad infinitum. I'm talking about the beliefs you hold about yourself, about your identity. The ones that dictate every decision you make, every relationship you build, every opportunity you seize or let slip away. Whatever your identity is, that's what controls your life. The good news is you can change that if it's not going the way you want. So if you think, man, I always end up losing, man, it just never goes my way, then guess what? That's what's going to happen. You will sabotage yourself. Your mind is like a GPS navigation system. If you program it to go to Loserville, then that's exactly where you're going to wind up every single time. We are the stories that we tell ourselves. And the way you define yourself controls you, like an invisible force guiding your actions and decisions. If you see yourself as a loser, you'll act like a loser. If you see yourself as a winner, you'll act like a winner. It really is truly that simple. So use it to your advantage. I'm going to get to the science here in a little bit. This is not just, mojo woo-woo stuff. There's some neuroscience involved here. But change the story and rewrite your script. If your thing is, dude, I always find a way. I always seem to find a way. I always find a way to succeed, to just make it happen somehow. Whatever it is I'm trying to get done, some way I get there by the end. Then guess what? You're going to find a way. While I'm intrigued by some of the manifestation propositions that you manifest your reality, you create your reality, people propagate, I am talking here about basic psychology. I mean, perhaps there's no difference between the two, manifestation and psychology. They're just using different terminology. Regardless, when you believe in your ability to overcome obstacles, your brain starts looking for solutions instead of dwelling on problems. Okay, you're thinking, now I know what you're thinking. Thanks, Zen Sammich. You're just telling me I need to be more positive-minded, more optimistic. Well, yeah, no. I'm telling you something bigger here. I'm telling you, your internal dialogue creates your external world. Now, I know that sounds about like the manifestation stuff, but follow me. I'm telling you that you live what you believe that you are. It's crucial to be careful about what we attach the words I am to. Those two little words are incredibly powerful. I'm going to give you two quotes here. I'm going to start with Bruce Lee. Good old Bruce said this: don't speak negatively about yourself, even as a joke. Your body doesn't know the difference. Words are energy, and they cast spells. That's why that's why it's called spelling. Not sure about that, but change the way you speak about yourself, and you can change your life. Good old Bruce Lee. Let me give you another one from James Clear, author of the still best-selling book. It's been a New York Times bestseller for years now, called Atomic Habits, still on the list. He talks about habits don't stick unless we change our identities. It's not sufficient to simply change your behaviors. We have to change how we see ourselves. That is, it's not enough to simply say, hey, I'm going on a diet now, I'm going to lose some weight. If you truly want to make that stick forever, you have to change how you see yourself. You weren't doing this external thing, this diet over there. You are, if you want to make it stick, if you want to make it happen, you are a person who eats healthy now. Whatever healthy means for you, it's who you are. And look, this is one of those things. I could take my own advice a little bit here, a little more to heart. I'll confess a bad habit here. So I am admittedly a bit, I'm using the word I am there. I'm admittedly a bit clumsy sometimes. I might be washing the dishes and I just drop a fork that I'm cleaning back into the dirty sink accidentally. Or if I'm going too fast around the house, I'm turning the corner, my mind is preoccupied, not very mindful at the moment. My shoulder might clip the door frame. Like, how? And I will respond to myself in those moments of goofy clumsiness. I might even say it out loud internally, or I'll just even verbalize it. Dang, I'm such a moron. Dang, I'm such an idiot sometimes. I'll say that stuff. I have stopped doing this. I've tried to stop doing this. I have a couple of slip-ups here and there because it's not helpful. I'm not a moron. I'm just particularly human sometimes. I'm fallible. I make mistakes. I run into the doorframe. I drop a fork. For the most part, I have a good attitude about my mistakes, though. When I run into the doorframe, even though there was a perfectly good doorway in front of me, because I'm turning the door too quickly, like I said, I do stop and laugh at myself for making such a mindless gaffe, for blundering. But I try not to call myself an idiot anymore. Instead, I'll say something a bit more forgiving, like, geez, that was pretty human of me. But the bigger point I want to get at with I am is to start saying the good stuff to yourself, to believe it, to own it. Start saying, I'm good. I'm a good person. I'm healthy. I'm successful. Then go live that life. Embrace it, say it, and live it. Because the words you choose to describe yourself can either build you up or tear you down. When you start telling yourself, I am capable, you begin to act like a capable person. You take on challenges with confidence. You handle setbacks with resilience. You start to see opportunities where you once saw obstacles. Shift your identity. Retrain your brain. We live what we believe we are. And look, this isn't just some fluffy self-help uber positivity talk here. This is backed by science. Neuroplasticity is a real thing. Our brains are constantly rewiring themselves based on our thoughts and experiences. So start feeding your brain the right thoughts. Start seeing yourself in a positive, productive light. It's not about lying to yourself or ignoring reality. It's about choosing to focus on your strengths instead of your weaknesses. It's about recognizing your potential instead of your limitations. Here's your 5-minute Zen. Imagine the possibilities if you start believing in yourself. Imagine the life you would create if you stop sabotaging yourself with negative self-talk. It all starts with changing your internal dialogue. So here's an exercise for you. Every morning, stand in front of the mirror and say 3 positive I am statements about yourself. I've talked about daily affirmations before, but there's something to it. And it might feel weird at first. It's gonna be weird, trust me. You might even feel like a fraud. Stick with it. And look, this is my tune-in on daily affirmations. You don't have to make it corny. You don't have to be like Stuart Smalley from SNL. For those of you old enough to remember that Al Franken skit, where he looks in the mirror and he says, I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me. Saying that wouldn't work for me. But I can look in the mirror in the morning and say, Mark, you're going to kill it today. You're going to write a great Zen Sammich episode, which is obvious here. And if you fall down, you bump into the wall, you drop your fork, you're going to get back up. You're just going to pick up that fork and wash it back off, and you're going to laugh. You're going to walk it off because you're resilient. Today's a good day because I'm alive and I enjoy this existence. And you know what I do? I don't use the language, I'm going to have a good day. I don't say that. I say, today is a good day. It's already good the moment I wake up. Try that. You will start to see a shift in your mindset. You will believe what you tell yourself, and more importantly, you will live what you believe. Keep in mind, it's not about where you are right now. It's about where you're headed. Now, I know I'm always telling you to be in the present moment, And you should as much as reasonably possible. But what I'm saying here is your current circumstances don't define you. Your past mistakes don't define you. What defines you is how you see yourself and how you choose to move forward. So here's my challenge to you. Take control of your identity. Start telling yourself a new story. Believe in your potential, because you have the power to create the life you want. And it all starts with belief, a belief that you're capable. I'm not here to brag about my resume, because there's a lot I haven't done that I wish I had or whatever. But every significant accomplishment in my life, whether that was becoming a lawyer, learning Japanese, living on a Greek island or in London or in Tokyo or starting a podcast, they all began with belief that I'm capable. I can do it. That's it, folks. You're capable of doing more than you might think. So start to believe. And when you believe, you change your reality, because you change your perception of the world. Obstacles are not obstacles, they're opportunities. Envision who you want to be and stop wanting to be that person. Be that person. Believe that you are that person. That's it. If you found this episode helpful, consider making a donation to the show. You can find out how at zensammich.com. Drop us a few bucks through PayPal. But remember, you are in control of your story. You are in control of your beliefs, so you are in control of your life. Go out there and live the life you believe you're capable of living. First and foremost, just breathe. Don't forget to breathe.